So this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Let the Right One In. Don't ask me why it's called Let the Right One In, because I don't have any idea. This movie was recommended to me by my coworker Chris. I just liked it. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. This is supposed to be a romantic horror movie, kind of like Dark Shadows, I guess. But the problem is that the romance occurs between a couple 12-year-old kids. One of them's a boy with his ding-a-ling removed, played by a girl actress. The other one's just a boy. Why the boy is attracted to the vampire is a mystery. Because he gets picked on a lot at school. So the vampire is a tool for his revenge. Maybe that's why he falls in love with this hermaphrodite, I guess. I don't know. What do you call 200-year-old, 12-year-old boy with his ding-a-ling removed? I guess that's something new from Sweden. This is a Swedish flick, by the way, so you gotta read the English subtitles. This is probably the only non-Ingmar Bergman Swedish film that I've ever seen in my entire lifetime. Only because my coworker recommended it. I guess he enjoyed it more than I did. I thought the scenes for all the gorehounds were kind of sparse, few and far between. It seemed like they wanted to make an art house movie, much like Ganja and Hess. But unfortunately, this movie failed. Unlike Ganja and Hess, which I enjoyed, by the way. Which is probably why I try to avoid these kind of modern movies. I haven't seen any of the Human Centipede movies either, for that very reason. Well, the older stuff is much better, in my opinion. Like I said, couldn't really relate to the romance between the vampire with his ding-a-ling cut off or removed or whatever. I guess there's a difference between removal and castration. Don't quite understand that either. I guess it's based on a 2004 book. And unfortunately, the author of the book also wrote the screenplay to this movie, which is unfortunate. Got all kind of rave reviews like top 100 movies of all time. This has to be one of the most overrated movies that I've ever seen in that respect. Yeah, it's kind of bizarre that a young boy would be attracted to a boy with his ding-a-ling cut off, posing as a girl, but be that as it may, this movie takes place in the early 80s. Sweden looks like a communist hell. And it's cold as, colder than Canada. Yeah, it looks like the Swedish suburb looks like they're living in Siberia or something. Just watching it made me cold, like I said in my last review. It started out like Gumbo. You see the 12-year-old boy in his tighty whities I don't know why they got to keep showing young boys half naked in this. And whatever. It's coming from Sweden, so what do you expect, I guess? I don't know. I guess the Swedish people get their kicks from looking at half naked boys. Who knows? I did like some of the special effects, like the vampire victim catching on fire, being attacked by cats. I've never seen that before. So I didn't hate this movie. I just liked it, but there are five good scenes. The part I couldn't understand is the pedophile guy who's like living with the vampire, helping the vampire, him, her, whatever. I don't know. It's all very confusing. So he helps her by, or him, he helps the vampire. There, I'll just say he helps the vampire by hanging, I guess, gassing some young guy and then hanging him upside down, slitting his throat, and then putting milk, a plastic milk jug thing, gallon-sized milk container. Some blood pours in the milk container, I guess. It would have been just easier if he had robbed a blood bank. It would have saved a lot of trouble for everybody. So the 12-year-old, 200-year-old, 12-year-old vampire, she walks around barefoot in the snow, or he walks around barefoot in the snow. He's I guess she's only 11 in this movie, so her breasts hadn't developed yet. Anyways, she looks like a boy. Her hair is kind of thick, and she's flat-chested, so I guess that makes her a boy. Do some special effects tricks on her genitals, and voila, she's through the magic of cinema, she becomes a boy with his dingling removed. Go figure. Anyways, this movie is dark, cold, and depressing. Looks like Soviet era USSR there in Sweden, the bastion of the welfare state. People just sit around and drink all day because I guess they have nothing better to do. And that's the extent of their friendship, just sit there and drink. Not very exciting. The two kids are almost emotionless expressions on their faces. Anyways, what else can I say about this movie? Can't really, couldn't really get into it. It's two 12-year-old boys fall in love with each other over some revenge plot. Didn't really do it for me. I felt like it could have been better, but I don't know. I guess most people love this movie. I just liked it. I don't know what else to say. I was extremely disappointed, especially considering that this guy Chris brought in to work his Cinema Sewer book from San Francisco Library. Um, I guess we were bored just sitting around, waiting for the employees to come get their uniforms. And he lives like 5 blocks away from the Moscone Center. So he just walked back to his house, put it in his bag, and then, yeah. He knew about, he knew that Jess Franco was the most prolific director. I had forgotten about that. Over 300 movies. Anyways, pretty knowledgeable about movies, but I think he's more into newer movies. I mentioned that I generally don't watch movies prior to 1994. So I started recommending all these newer movies. This one, newer one with Vincent DiGallo. I forget the name of it. Do I still have it written down? I think I threw it away. What's on my Netflix queue? I'll get to it eventually. And there was another horror flick, more recent one that he recommended. I put on my save queue. I think it's called Martyrs. Whatever. I'll probably never get around to watching Martyrs. I guess he figures if it's foreign and it's got that horror element, it must be pretty cool. This movie came across more like an art house type flick. Some of the more run-of-the-mill type Ingmar Bergman psychological type movies, whatever. Psychiatry. I guess if I was a psychiatrist, I'd enjoy this movie more. But I hate psychiatry, so definitely not one of my favorite movies here. I recommend that you skip it later.